All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, again. My name is Jay, and today we have a very important topic that'll help you reframe your mind in the battle against alcohol. But first, don't forget to leave us a comment and say hello down in the comments section. All right, let's get started with today's topic, which is the 5 enemies to your sobriety. Grab a pen and paper because you're definitely going to want to take notes. This is hands down one of the most important videos on sobriety that you're ever going to watch. And by the end of it, you're going to have a concrete battle plan to fight off the enemy. All right, here we go. This is probably going to sound familiar to those of you that made it to at least elementary school. And that is who, what, when, where, and why. 5 enemies. In short, what people, places, things, and habits are enemies to your individual sobriety. You're going to want to grab a pen and paper so that we can create a worksheet. Some might call it a game plan or even a battle plan. At the top of the worksheet, it's going to say the 5 enemies to my sobriety. So write that down. The 5 enemies to my sobriety. Feel free to pause the video a million times. I'll be here when you get back. So next, below the 5 enemies of sobriety, we're going to write 5 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with room to write in each of the 5 sections. Section number 1 is who. Section 2 is what. Section 3 is when. Section 4 is where. And section 5 is why. Again, pause the video if you need to. At the top, it's going to say the 5 enemies of my sobriety. And underneath that, it's going to say who, what, when, where, and why, with space in between so that you can write and identify the who, what, when, where, and why that are enemies to your sobriety. Please give yourself the time that you need to succeed. That is a life lesson, not just a sober one. Okay, number 1. First, we need to identify who are the enemies to your sobriety. Don't write them down just yet. Is it your childhood buddy, your fishing buddy, your study buddy, your cuddle buddy? Simply look at and acknowledge these people who became your drinking buddies over the years as people who are fun company to pass the time with in the past, but not great company for building your future. You know that you have some toxic people in your life, and whether they intend to or not, they will directly or indirectly sabotage your efforts. Earning your sobriety is your responsibility, just like earning your degree or earning your next paycheck. Misplaced time and efforts in a dead-end drinking career will never pay off and leave you feeling empty and with nothing to show for it. You'll just keep hanging out with the same people, doing the same things, but eventually you'll all just be older. Remember, this is a journey. Ask yourself, am I packing my bags for the past or the future? Dump that old baggage that no longer serves you right now at your feet and say to yourself, where I'm going, you don't belong. And I don't need you anymore. It's as simple as that. Remember to keep your distance from these people until you're ready to expose yourself, if you want to expose yourself to the same people, places, and things that don't have your best interests in mind. Practice your discipline and keep your distance. Their relationship with alcohol is contagious, and your immune system to fight off the temptations of alcohol isn't strong enough yet. So, it's your job to quarantine, rest, recover, and work on your montage of better decision making. Commit to changing your course because only you can get yourself sober. I repeat, only you can get yourself sober. Just like only you can rest your body, only you can learn for yourself, and only you can be kind to and love yourself. All right, pop quiz. Who are you getting sober for? Is it A, your family, B, your job, C, your country, or D, you? If you answered D, you are correct. You have to get sober for you first. I'll let you in on a little secret. Once you finally get sober for you, you wind up doing it for everyone else too. And that is a wonderful bonus. And speaking of the enemies to your sobriety, know that you are also an enemy to your own sobriety. All of your enemies are not always going to be external. A lot of them are internal. And some of them may be from your past, which are out of your control. Repeat after me. The past is out of my control. I'll tell you right now that you'll spend the whole rest of your life fighting ghosts that no longer exist. What's real is this moment right now. So pause the video right now for writing prompt number 1 and fill out all of the who's and whoville of the enemies to your sobriety, ghosts included. It's okay if you don't remember them all right now, but just start writing. Pause the video. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Okay, now that you filled out the who section, you get the idea on how to fill out the rest. Writing prompt number 2 in the what section is to list all of the things that are enemies to your sobriety. Is there something that you keep around the house that reminds you of your ex? Is it your job? Is it the holidays? Is it rush hour traffic? It might be activities like your favorite night at a certain restaurant, Monday night football, social gatherings, working in the garage, dinner parties, storming the Capitol. Whatever it is, pause the video here and write down as many of these things as you can. Of course, you will always go back to the list daily as you think of more for each section. So pause the video now. All right, it's getting easier now, isn't it? So prompt number 3 is the when section. You'll make note of certain times that you had previously struggled with sobriety. There are times that you're actively going to rewire in your mind and will actively and mindfully practice working on, such as when you've had a stressful day at work, when you get into an argument, when you feel like you can't express yourself or communicate properly, when you focus on things that are out of your control, like the past or the future, when you get around certain people that just get on your nerves, when you clock out after work, when you go on vacations, when you prepare dinner, when you experience any kind of stress. How about the time of the month when all the bills come? Or when you want to just unwind before bed? Now pause the video and write down when you're triggered to drink. All right, you're on a roll. Prompt number 4 is where. What places are enemies to your sobriety? So obviously the bar, the liquor store, the gas station that you always stopped at after work to buy a 6-pack. Is it the garage? Is it standing next to the grill? Going back home to visit friends and family for the holidays? Your favorite restaurant, concert venues, birthday parties, picnics, barbecues, fishing trips, your buddy's house that you always watch the game at. These are all places that are enemies to you right now, not forever. Just until you know that you're strong enough to resist temptation. Or more importantly, until alcohol just isn't a temptation for you any longer, which is a very realistic time frame for you to rewire your mind. So write it down. Your sober goal equals until alcohol is no longer a temptation. All right, pause the video here, and then we'll move on to the final writing prompt, which is enemy number 5, the why section. Okay, we're at almost the end of the writing prompt. There might be a bonus section. There's a bonus section, stick around. The why section is very, 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 very important. So important that I said it 5 times. Why did you drink? Was it because you were sad, lonely, depressed? Because of an argument? Because someone broke up with you? Because someone passed away, you lost your job, you got a new job? Because of some pain or trauma from your past, present, or what you perceive to be your future? We drank to escape, but escape who, what, when, where, and why? So write it down. All the reasons why you drank. And you might ask, why write it down? Well, think of this as a battle plan. Know thy enemy. This is your reconnaissance mission. This is the intel that you must gather to fight the good fight. Think about it. If you're going into war with the enemy, what would you want to know? You'd want to know who is the enemy? What kind of weapons do they have? When are they going to attack? Where are they coming from? And why am I under attack? Who, what, when, where, and why? Make sense? Is it also boredom? Is it the fear of missing out? Is it the fear of finally having to take accountability for your actions, or shall I say, years of neglect? Is it for your failing personal, romantic, and or professional relationships? Is it your lack of education, your toxic traits, your very solvable issues by the way of therapy? Or just flat out swallowing your pride and dissolving your ego? Did you try everything, or did you just try a few things but call it everything? Did you do enough, or did you just only do what you were willing to try, such as what was easy, what was convenient, or what fit into your schedule or personal life? And now that we've made it this far, let me ask you a question. Did you just watch this whole episode and not write anything down? Did you say to yourself, I'll do it later? Aha! You just found a new what for sobriety, which is laziness, procrastination, active avoidance. Write it all down in prompt number 6, which is the bonus section labeled bad habits. I'm sure you can fill up the whole backside of this worksheet with all of your bad habits. What bad habits of yours add up through the day that lead you to wanting to drink? Let's start off with this example, such as hitting the snooze button on your alarm 7 times, which then makes you want to miss breakfast, shower, or even pack a lunch. And then you're running late and need coffee, so you mismanage your time, stop at the Starbucks on the way to work, but the line is long and you hate everyone. Grinding your teeth and gripping the wheel, asking, why is this taking so long? Blaming the traffic the entire way because to you, it's making you late. And that means it's everyone else's fault but yours. Then you have a stressful day at work. And then that chain reaction makes you want to drink as soon as you're off work. See how this all works against you? Just one bad habit showing up on the tracks of your progress can derail your entire journey. So plan ahead. This is your game plan. This is your battle plan. Who, what, when, where, why, and bad habits. All that sobriety is a shakeup of your mindset, your mentality, your approach, and your persistence, and the willingness to want to get sober, knowing that nothing else has worked, and you're tired of being sick and tired. Alcohol was a tool that you used to navigate through life, just like we used to use training wheels to keep ourselves from falling down. We've been there, we've done that, and we don't need it anymore. We are moving on. We have better tools now to navigate where we're going. We have better ways to sort through our emotions. And whatever tools that we don't have now, we just don't have them yet. Knowing that you will fall. And when you do, you're gonna ask yourself simple diagnostic questions such as, why did I fall? Was it a lack of observation? Was I distracted? Was I at the wrong place at the wrong time? Was I not strong enough to stand up on my own 2 feet? Did I put myself in a highly likely position to fall in the first place? What do I need to do to make sure that I don't fall again? Once we start to really ask these very important questions, the answers will poof, start to magically appear. But you have to be open to whatever the answer is, and yes, some of them you won't like. There's no more time for hiding, distracting, or escaping. Now, if you enjoyed this video, how about a thumbs up? Yeah! And don't forget to leave a comment. And with that, I want to wish you good luck on your sobriety journey, and I will see you in the next video.